Have your legs ever felt heavy, like you're walking through wet cement? Maybe your knees ache for no reason, or your ankles swell up just from standing a little too long. You chalk it up to getting older, right? Something you just have to live with. But what if I told you that might not be true? What if the real reason your legs are feeling stiff, sore, or swollen isn't just age, but something much simpler? Something hiding in plain sight, right on your plate. See, a lot of seniors think joint pain and swelling are just part of the deal. That there's nothing you can do. That it's normal to slow down, to stop walking as much, to give up the stairs. But let me ask you this, when did it become normal to give up your independence? Here's the thing nobody talks about. The food you're eating, or not eating, could be quietly draining the strength right out of your legs and joints every single day. The truth is, your body is still trying to repair itself, even at 60, 70, 80 years old. But it needs the right building blocks to do it. And collagen, that's one of the biggest. Now don't worry, I'm not here to sell you a powder or some fancy supplement. Nope. I'm going to show you how to find collagen in real, everyday foods, things you probably already have in your fridge or pantry. And even better, these foods don't just add collagen, they actually help your body make more of it naturally, which means stronger joints, better movement, and yes, less pain. Because joint pain doesn't just hurt your body, it shrinks your world. You stop taking that walk around the block. You avoid going up and down the stairs. You stop dancing at weddings. You stop living the way you used to. But it doesn't have to be that way. In today's video, we're diving into 8 powerful, collagen-rich foods that help fight swelling, support your joints, and bring back the strength in your legs, especially after 60. And I promise, one of these foods is already in your kitchen, but chances are, you've been eating it the wrong way. So stick around, because this one simple change could mean the difference between staying active or sitting on the sidelines. Comment, strong legs, if you're ready to take control of your joint health naturally. And if you haven't already, tap that subscribe button and join our Healthy Senior Advice family, where we share weekly tips to help you feel your best, move with confidence, and age with strength and dignity. Now let's get into it. Because those legs of yours, they deserve better. And so do you. Let's start with one of the oldest, most nourishing remedies out there, bone broth. Imagine your joints like the hinges on an old wooden gate. They creak, they stick, they ache when they move. Now think of bone broth as the oil that brings those hinges back to life, easing the creak, smoothing the motion, helping things glide again. Bone broth isn't just warm comfort in a cup, it's packed with healing. Inside that golden liquid is a powerful blend of gelatin, collagen, and amino acids like glycine and proline. Nutrients your body desperately needs to rebuild worn-down cartilage and repair connective tissue. See, as we age, our natural collagen production slows down. That's why the knees start to ache, the hips feel stiff, and your steps don't feel as confident anymore. But the beauty of bone broth is, it gives your body a head start. It delivers the raw materials your joints are crying out for. Some folks dismiss it as just a health trend. But in truth, bone broth has been used for centuries in cultures all over the world. Grandmothers and healers have simmered bones for hours, not because it sounded fancy, but because they knew, it works. And here's the best part, you don't need to change your whole diet. Just a warm cup of bone broth once a day, maybe with lunch or sipped in the evening, can make a noticeable difference over time. Or use it as a base for your favorite soup. Simple, affordable, and so nourishing. But hey, not everyone loves the taste of broth. Maybe it's not your thing. So let's sweeten things up a bit and talk about something bright, juicy, and full of flavor. Let's talk berries, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. I once spoke with a woman in her 70s who swore by this. A bowl of berries a day kept my knees from giving out. And you know what? She was still taking morning walks, rain or shine. Berries may seem small and innocent, but they pack a punch when it comes to joint health. They're full of vitamin C, a key ingredient your body needs to actually produce collagen on its own. C. Many people rush to buy collagen powders or fancy supplements. But forget that without vitamin C, your body can't activate or use that collagen properly. So those little berries, they're doing heavy lifting behind the scenes, helping your body make its own repairs. And don't worry if fresh berries aren't always in season. Frozen berries work just as well, and they're often picked at peak ripeness, so you're still getting all the good stuff. Aim for half a cup a day. Add them to oatmeal, smoothies, or just enjoy them plain. Your joints and your taste buds will thank you. Now that we've got collagen and vitamin C covered, let's move on to something even richer. A nutrient-packed source of healthy fat that supports not just your joints, but your brain and heart, too. Let's talk about something rich, flaky, and full of healing power: salmon. There's a man I once met, mid-70s, used to love gardening, walking to the store, dancing with his wife in the kitchen. But over time, his knees stiffened up, his hips began to ache, and he stopped moving as much. Then, on the advice of his doctor, he shifted to a Mediterranean-style diet, lots of vegetables, olive oil, and fish like salmon. Within a few months, he was back in the garden, back on his feet, back to the life he missed. That's the power of omega-3 fatty acids, the kind found in abundance in salmon. You've probably heard omega-3s are good for your heart, and that's true. But what most people don't realize is they also have incredible anti-inflammatory effects on your joints. When inflammation goes down, swelling eases, and the pain starts to back off. And salmon doesn't stop there. It's also a natural source of collagen, plus other proteins your body uses to rebuild cartilage and support joint structure. That means less friction in your knees, more flexibility in your hips, and less of that bone-on-bone grinding that can bring tears to your eyes. People sometimes think, fish? That's just for cholesterol problems. But the truth is, it's one of the most joint-loving proteins you can put on your plate. Try to get in 2 servings of salmon a week. Grill it, bake it, toss it on a salad, or flake it into a soup. Keep the seasoning simple, and let the natural oils do the work inside your body. Now, what if you're not a fish person? No worries. There's a hidden gem in the plant world that most people overlook. It's vibrant, powerful, and yes, it comes from the sea. Let's talk spirulina and chlorella, 2 types of algae that may not look impressive, but pack an incredible punch for your joints. In Okinawa, Japan, one of the places with the highest number of healthy seniors, many older adults credit their daily dose of sea greens for their energy, mobility, and flexibility well into their 80s and 90s. These algae have been used for decades as gentle, natural ways to support the body, and their secret weapon? They're loaded with glycine and proline, 2 key amino acids your body uses to build collagen. And no, you don't need to be a bodybuilder or health fanatic to take them. In fact, one of the biggest misconceptions is that spirulina is just for gym rats and green smoothie fanatics. But in reality, it's one of the most senior-friendly superfoods out there. Easy to add, gentle on the body, and incredibly effective over time. Just start with 1 teaspoon mixed into a smoothie, a glass of juice, or even water with lemon. It may look green, but its benefits run deep, especially for aching joints and tired legs. Now, let's move on to something a little more comforting. Creamy, delicious, and surprisingly powerful for your bones and joints. You probably already love it, but do you know how to use it for maximum benefit? Now picture this. A woman in her late 60s, tired of waking up each day feeling stiff, knees aching, back tight, joints barely bending. She wasn't ready to accept that this was just part of getting older. So, she made one simple change. She started eating a bowl of plain Greek yogurt every single morning, just 1 cup. 2 weeks later, she told me, I didn't even realize it at first. But one morning, I got out of bed without wincing. That stiffness she'd grown used to, it had softened. Greek yogurt is more than just a trendy snack. It's one of the best food-based allies for your joints.
Why?
Because it's packed with high-quality protein, including lysine, an amino acid your body needs to produce collagen. It also brings calcium to the table, which helps keep your bones strong and ready to support your frame. But here's the catch. Not all yogurts are created equal. Many brands are loaded with added sugars, artificial flavors, and fillers that can actually promote inflammation. So when you're reaching for that yogurt, go for plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt, then add your own berries or a drizzle of honey for taste. 1 cup a day is all it takes. Simple, creamy, effective. And while we're talking protein, let's crack open the next one, something humble, affordable, and powerful. Eggs. Especially the whites. You see, eggs are like nature's collagen capsules. Cheap, easy to prepare, and full of the building blocks your joints crave. The egg white is rich in proline, an amino acid directly involved in collagen production. And the yolk. That golden center that so many people avoid? It's loaded with biotin, essential for healthy skin, strong joints, and maintaining that spring in your step. Now, I know some folks shy away from yolks because of outdated fears about cholesterol. But the truth is, moderate consumption is not only safe for most seniors, it's incredibly beneficial. Those nutrients don't just support your joints, they also help with skin elasticity, tendon repair, and even hair health. Here's what you can do. Aim for 1 to 2 eggs a day, boiled, scrambled, or poached. Pair them with some whole grain toast or steamed veggies, and you've got yourself a senior-friendly, joint-loving breakfast. Eggs are small, but mighty. And next up, we're going a little crunchy, a little nutty, and very, very nourishing. Now, here's a simple truth. Seniors who snack smart move better. And one of the smartest snacks you can reach for? Cashews. Imagine this. You're sitting on the porch in the late afternoon sun, enjoying a small handful of cashews. They're crunchy, a little creamy, and believe it or not, they're quietly working behind the scenes to strengthen your joints. See, cashews aren't just a snack. They're packed with a trace mineral called copper, and copper is critical for forming and maintaining both collagen and elastin, 2 proteins that give your joints flexibility and strength. Without enough copper, your body struggles to rebuild joint tissue. And when that happens, even simple movements like bending your knees or walking upstairs can become uncomfortable or downright painful. Now here's the part most people miss. Not all nuts are created equal. Almonds are great for vitamin E, walnuts for omega-3s. But when it comes to joint support and collagen health, cashews stand alone. Just a small unsalted handful a day, maybe mid-morning or as an afternoon snack, is all it takes. It's delicious, it's simple, and it fits seamlessly into your routine. And that brings us to our final collagen-rich powerhouse. It's not a fancy supplement. It's not expensive. In fact, it probably grows in your own backyard, or sits quietly on your dinner plate. Dark leafy greens like spinach and kale. Now, here's something fascinating. In communities around the world where seniors stay mobile well into their 80s and 90s, there's a common theme. They eat greens with nearly every meal. From breakfast omelets to lunchtime soups to dinnertime sautés, greens are a constant. Why does that matter? Because these greens are full of vitamin K, which helps protect your joints from calcification and damage. They also carry a healthy dose of vitamin C, vital for stimulating your body's natural collagen production. And let's not forget the antioxidants, which help reduce inflammation and protect your joints from the daily wear and tear of aging. But here's a little warning. Salad alone isn't enough. Eating a couple of lettuce leaves here and there won't cut it. You need variety. Think spinach, kale, arugula, Swiss chard. Toss them into your smoothies. Add a handful into your eggs. Mix them into hearty soups or sauté with garlic and olive oil. The more creative you get, the easier it is to build a habit your body will thank you for. So now you've got the list, 8 powerful, healing foods. But before you go running to the kitchen, let's pause for a moment. Because this isn't just about food. It's about freedom. It's about mobility. And it's about living each day with strength, comfort, and confidence. Let's talk about what all this really means for your journey to stronger legs, healthier joints, and a better quality of life. Let's be honest. Watching your body slow down, it's hard. Not just because of the stiffness or the pain, or the days when it takes twice as long to get out of bed, but because of what it means. Maybe you used to garden for hours without thinking twice. Maybe you used to walk up and down the stairs without grabbing the handrail. And now every little ache whispers, you can't do that anymore. That hurts in a way that goes beyond the physical. Because when your legs don't move the way they used to, your freedom starts to shrink. Your confidence takes a hit. And sometimes your joy does too. But listen closely. This isn't the end of your strength. This is the beginning of your comeback. Because every single bite you take, from a bowl of berries to a cup of bone broth, isn't just food. It's fuel. It's rebuilding power. It's a quiet, daily act of self-respect. These foods aren't about chasing youth. They're about reclaiming your energy, your movement, your right to live fully on your own terms. So here's what I want you to do. Don't get overwhelmed trying to change everything. Just pick one of the 8 collagen-rich foods we talked about today. Maybe it's the cashews. Maybe it's spinach in your morning eggs. Maybe it's swapping sugary yogurt for the Greek kind. Start there. This week. Make it a habit. Because the truth is, small changes stack up. And after 60, those little changes, they can become lifelines. You don't need to chase expensive treatments. You don't need miracle pills with fine print and side effects. Sometimes, the most powerful medicine is sitting in your fridge, waiting on your spoon, or blending into your smoothie. Healing doesn't always start in the doctor's office. It starts in your kitchen. And more importantly, it starts in your mindset. Let's take a moment to remember what we covered today. 8 powerful, science-backed foods that naturally support collagen production, reduce inflammation, and restore leg strength. 1. Bone broth, nature's joint oil. 2. Berries, the secret to building collagen with vitamin C. 3. Salmon, anti-inflammatory and collagen-rich. 4. Spirulina or chlorella, tiny algae, big impact. 5. Greek yogurt, full of protein and calcium. 6. Eggs, a budget-friendly powerhouse for joint health. 7. Cashews, rich in copper for collagen support. 8. Dark leafy greens, loaded with joint-protecting vitamins. These aren't fads. They're not hype. They're real foods, backed by real science, used by real people, people just like you. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 8 foods do you already eat, or which one will you try first? Tell me in the comments. Your story, your decision, your small step. It might be just the push someone else needs to start their own journey towards stronger legs and less pain. And hey, if today's video gave you something to think about, if it helped, even just a little, tap that like button. Subscribe to Healthy Senior Advice. Every week, we dive into simple natural ways to stay strong, feel better, and live the life you deserve. You're not alone in this. We're a growing community, supporting each other, learning together, and proving that aging doesn't mean giving up. It means rising up, wiser, more intentional, and yes, stronger. Thanks so much for spending this time with me. Here's to stronger legs, less pain, and more independence. Until next time, stay informed, stay hopeful, and above all, take good care of yourself. See you in the next video.